Hey, what's up YouTube? On this video, I'm going to share with you an update to my M1 Finance portfolio. We're going to go through a few things like what is M1 Finance. We're going to go through my portfolio, and then I'm going to share with you a couple things that I've learned how to do with M1 Finance that I think you're going to want to see and know about. There's some cool features that M1 Finance has, and you're not going to want to miss some of the things that I've learned in the last 30 days. My name is Paris Clough, and this is Financial Self-Reliance. On this channel, we learn about the mindsets and the skill sets of the wealthy so that you can manage, protect, and grow your assets. If that sounds like the kind of channel and community you want to be a part of, go ahead and click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos that I produce. So let's talk a little bit about what M1 Finance is. M1 Finance is a financial services application for your phone and for the web that you can learn how to invest in the stock market. Now, there's a lot of them out there right now, and M1 Finance differentiates itself a few different ways. One of the ways that M1 Finance differentiates itself from others is it allows for fractional share investing. What that means is that if a share of a stock costs $1,000 and you only had $100, you could still buy 10% of that stock. So you would own 0.1%. Other apps don't allow you to do that. You have to have all the money to buy the share, or else you can't buy it at all. So that's a really cool feature, to be able to take what money you do have and still get into the market. Even if it's not enough to buy a full share, you can buy part of one. Another thing that's really cool about M1 Finance is that they have a spend account, which is their version of a checking account. And I'm going to share with you a little bit more on that later. So let's look at the website to see a couple more things that I want to make note of before we move on to looking at my portfolio. So in these four pictures you see here, in the top left, invest your way, borrow your way in the top right, in the bottom left, spend your way, and in the bottom right, upgrade your way. So basically what they're saying here is that you can invest in the stock market, and if you have more than $10,000, they'll let you borrow against that money in case you have an emergency, or in case you want to invest in something else, or just for whatever you might need some money for. Instead of having to liquidate your positions in the stock portfolio, you can literally just go borrow against your positions in the stock portfolio and use that money, and the rate that you pay that back is very low. In fact, if you have a regular account, it's 3.5%. And if you have a M1 Plus account, it's only 2%. There's not a lot of places that you can go get a loan for 2% or even 3.5%. That's a really good rate. If you're going to borrow money, those are the kinds of rates that you should borrow money on. All right, let me log in real quick and show you my portfolio. All right, so this is what it looks like when you come to your dashboard in M1 Finance. But before I get into the details of the dashboard here, I want to share with you a little bit more about that spend account. So if you come up here and click on the spend account, what it shows you is that this is literally a checking account with a debit card. This also has a 1% cashback rate for any purchases that you make with the debit card. So if you go make a standard purchase with your debit card, you could get 1% back into your spend account just because you made a purchase on something you were already probably going to buy. So that's a really cool thing to earn, but you also, just for having money in there, you earn 1%. I know of no other place where you can actually have a checking account earning 1%. Most high yield savings accounts are not even earning 1%. So to have a checking account earning 1%, that's amazing. And that's what you get if you actually upgrade to the M1 Plus. You get to have a checking account that's earning 1% interest. One of the other cool things that I learned about the spend account is that you can actually pay your bills with this checking account. Now, M1 Finance doesn't have a bill pay service, but if you're like me, you know that you can go to the website of your mortgage company, you can go to the website of your credit card, you can go to the website of your car insurance, and you can put in the bank account number and a bank account routing number, and you can pay your bill electronically, and you can do the exact same thing with the spend account. So imagine putting all your money into your checking account and being able to pay all your bills and be earning 1% by doing it. When I learned that, I was like, I'm gonna put as much money into this thing as possible. So that was a really cool feature that I was excited about. All right, let's jump into my portfolio. On January 14th, when it says here, that's when I started, I put in $5,000. Currently it stands at $5,063.33, so I've had a 1.41% gain. I've earned $63.50. Some of that is from dividends, so I'll click up here on activity, and it takes me into dividends. I've earned about 7 cents on dividends between Apple and DON. And then going back to the portfolio, it shows here that my value over time, as you can see, it's gone up and down a little bit. It was up about $311 on February 12th. Since then, it's come down a little bit as the market goes up and down, as you know. With M1 Finance, they have something called pies. This whole circle right here is a pie. It's not an apple pie or cherry pie. It's an investment pie. And so when you eat money. I'm just kidding. In these pies here, each one of these colors is considered a slice of the pie. So for example, in this pie over here, I have growth stocks. In this pie, I have S&P 500 and VTI. In this pie, I have ARK ETFs, and there's 5 of those. I have growth stocks. In this growth stocks 2, I have about 16 stocks. In growth stocks 0, or just growth stocks plain, I have about 20 different stocks. In REIT ETFs, I have several REITs, real estate investment trusts. And in this pie here, I have several dividend-paying ETFs. When you're thinking about pies and slices, first of all, you're probably going to start to salivate because you're going to get really hungry and you're going to want to go to the store and get some chocolate pie or some apple pie or some pumpkin pie. So what you do is, as you invest money into these pies, you set a percentage of the money that you invest to go into that pie. So for example, in my ARK ETF pie, I have 20% of my portfolio going into that pie. And then once you open up the pie, you can see that there's 5 different slices of that pie, and I have 20% of what goes into that being divided amongst those 5 slices. I have 20% going into each slice, and then I have 20% of my whole portfolio going into the ARK pie. I hope that makes sense about how pies and slices kind of work. So if you wanted to have an individual stock, not have a pie in your portfolio with slices in that pie, if you wanted to have just that, you would come to here and you'd come to edit, and then you would click add, and then you could literally go here and pick a stock. And let's say you wanted to have Tesla. You could literally take Tesla, add it to the basket, add it down here, and now Tesla becomes part of your portfolio as an individual stock. You would have to rearrange the percentages to make sure that you can include Tesla as part of your overall portfolio, and then you would have a percentage going into that individual stock, and it becomes a slice of your portfolio pie. Whenever you deposit money into your account, you can click on auto invest, and then that automatically invests any money that you have available in that cash balance. So it will automatically invest it based on the percentages that you have here. So as you can see on this account, I have allocated 20%, but I have 20.1% there because of growth. In my growth stocks, I have 20% allocated, but it's only 19% because of a loss. So when I put more money into this account, what's gonna happen is it's gonna balance that out. It's gonna put more money into the loss account to bring it up to 20, and less money into the one that's already over 20 to make sure that it stays right at that 20 mark. And you can always change the percentages. For example, if I don't want to have 20% of my portfolio going that, I can just click edit, and then I can just change the percentages here. It won't sell the stocks unless I tell it to. What it will do is the next time I contribute money, it will just put more money into the places that I've increased the percentages and less money into the places where I've decreased the percentages. So over here, as you can see, this is where I was talking to you earlier about they only have a couple of trade windows. Now, if you have the M1 Plus, you get 2 trade windows per day. If you only have the regular standard account, you get 1 trade window per day. So if you were to change any of these allocations, nothing would be sold until the following day at 6:30 a.m. If you have 2 trade windows, like I do because I got the upgrade to the M1 Plus account, when I opened my account at M1, they offered me the upgrade for free for a year. So I'm like, okay, free for a year, I'll take it. Free is my favorite 4-letter F word, so I'm definitely willing to take anything that's free. I'll probably continue to renew it because I feel like it's worth it. So if you were to make any changes to your portfolio in the morning, the afternoon trade window would execute those trades and balance out your portfolio, make sure that you bought all that you needed to buy and sold all that you needed to sold. So it's good to have a couple of trade windows. Sometimes if you need to make a trade really quickly, or if you need to make sure that you buy that stock before the prices change too drastically, you're gonna wanna make sure you have a couple of trade windows. So that's something that might be a downfall to M1 Finance. If you really need to trade quickly and get in or out of a stock, you're gonna have to wait at least 24 hours if you only have the standard account. I have a couple growth stock portfolios. I want to keep about 20 slices or 20 stocks in each pie or each portfolio. What I want to be able to do is with growth stock 2, I only have about 16 stocks right now. So once I get to 20, I'll probably create growth stocks 3. I'm actually going to add Dropbox because I've heard a lot of good things about it. So let's add Dropbox. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to edit, and I'm going to add, and you come up here and you click in the symbol DBX, and I'm going to click there. And then you click add to basket, and then you click add to the portfolio. Now I'm going to take 5% from LI, not 50, and I'm going to take 5% and put into that, and I'm going to click add, and I'm going to go back to my portfolio here. I'm going to click save, confirm changes, confirm. So now my portfolio is updated. Well, I haven't put any new money in there, so I don't own any shares of Dropbox. So the next time I put money into this account, it'll take 5% of the money that goes into this pie and put it into the Dropbox slice. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps you know how you can add more slices to existing pies. I hope this video helps you understand a little bit more about how M1 Finance works. If you click the link in the description below, you'll see a referral code. If you click on that referral code and open an M1 Finance account, not only will you get a few dollars for doing that, but I will too. That will really help the channel out and help me continue to make videos for you. While you're in the description below, there's a link there to a survey that will give you an insights into your wealth potential, if you really have what it takes to become a millionaire at some point in your life. I also have a link to my free 30-day challenge where I take you step by step through the process of learning how to budget and increase your cash flow. My challenge to you in that 30-day challenge is to see how much you can increase your positive cash flow in the next 30 days. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.